Hi, eighth graders. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully the middle of your week isn't getting too boring and that school's going okay for you. We are almost to spring break. We are almost there. We got to keep pushing. All right, so let's get started with the class today, online. All right, yesterday we did a review of Unit 3 when we looked at functions and non-functions. Today we're skipping ahead to Unit 5 and we're going to get back into systems of equations. We'll break this into 2 days. Today we're going to learn how to solve a system of equations by graphing. Okay, when we kind of graph the two lines and see where they meet. Tomorrow, we'll talk about substitution and elimination. So we'll start easier. We'll start with graphing today, and then we will go into substitution and elimination tomorrow. Now, you do have notes on this in your spiral, so go look for when you've got, we glued in a coordinate plane together. You had 2 lines on there. It should be titled Solving Systems by Graphing. So that will help you out for today. Okay, let's start with the basics. When we are looking at slope-intercept form, remember that that's y equals mx plus b. Our m represents our slope, and our b represents our y-intercept. Hopefully you remember me wearing the t-shirt with all of this on there. Maybe I should have worn that for the video today, but I did not. So we are always going to be looking at lines in slope-intercept form. So again, m is our slope, b is our y-intercept. Let's say that we just wanted to graph a single line, just for us to kind of review together. And here's what I've got. So first of all, I know that I'm going to be starting with my y-intercept of positive 3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 and plot that first point. So I did that. Then for number 2, it says that we need to apply our slope. Well, I see that my slope is negative 2 here. That tells me that I'm going to go down 2, right 1. And you can do it again, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, and you can do it until you have a full line. Once you've got your y-intercept and you've applied your slope, you can connect with the line with arrows and you are good to go. And please don't judge my line, not the straightest. Okay, let's try one more. So you're given the equation y equals negative x minus 2. The first thing that I need to do, I know, is to plot the y-intercept, which is right here. So it is starting at negative 2. So I'm down here. Here's negative 2. Now my slope says negative x. Remember that there's an invisible 1 in front of there, so it's really like negative 1x. That means I'm going to be going down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, and you keep going. You can also fill in your points over here. You can go up and to the left, up and to the left. You see how it kind of completes the whole line together? And then you're going to connect, add your arrows, and you're done. So that was just graphing a single line. However, today, when we look at systems of equations, you are working with 2 equations, which means you're going to be graphing 2 lines. So you'll have your first line, your second line. Wherever they cross or wherever they intersect, that is your solution. And remember, when we're talking about systems of equations, both today and tomorrow, when we write our solutions, we write them as an ordered pair as x, y. Okay, because you have a solution for x, you have a solution for y. And we'll look at a few examples together right now. So here we go. Here's example number 1. Let's say that you're given these 2 equations here that form your system. Okay, let's start with the top one, and I'm going to graph that one in blue. So I'm going to start with my y-intercept, which is positive 1. And I'm going to apply my slope of 2. So I'm going to go up 2, right 1. Right there, up 2, right 1. I can also reverse it. I can go down 2, left 1. Notice how it just completes the line. And then I'm going to connect. And we're going to pretend that that's straight. Okay, for my second line, I'm going to graph this one in red. So this one I'm starting at positive 4. And it's a negative x, which really means it's negative 1x. That means my slope will be going down 1, right 1. So starting at 4, I'm going down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, and I can keep going. And that's what I've got. So hopefully you can see, now this would look better if I actually had a ruler, that your coordinate pair where they intersect is right here. You now need to look at this coordinate and say, all right, what is that ordered pair that represents that? So I know that my x value is 1 and my y value is 3. So when I type that out, it's going to look like this. This is your solution for this system. It's 1, 3, because that's where your 2 lines cross. That's where they intersect. Let's try again. Here are my two lines. So I'm going to graph my first one in purple. All right, so I'm going to start at -1 because that's my y-intercept. Now it says 1/2 x. Okay, this is a fraction, so that tells me that I'm going up 1, right 2. So I'm going up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. And I can also reverse it over here. So I go down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, and there's my complete line. For my second equation, this one looks kind of weird, okay, because it's just y equals x. So first of all, do you see a y-intercept? Okay, hopefully you're saying no. When you don't see one, that means that we're going to be starting at 0. Okay, and then for your slope, what's your invisible number in front of 1? Your invisible coefficient, or sorry, in front of x, it is 1. So that means I'm going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and you can do the reverse. You can go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and here is your line. So notice they cross right here. Okay, this is where they cross. That's their solution. So you need to identify that coordinate pair. So my x value will be -2, and I'll kind of show you with the highlighter how I'm doing this. My x value is -2. My y value is -2. So my answer would look like this. -2, -2. Okay, now there's a few special cases that you'll probably see on your homework assignment. Super simple, but just to make sure that we're all on the same page here. So these, I call these like special lines. All this says is y equals 4. Y equals 4. There's no x, there's no slope. So all you need to do when you see a line like y equals 4, go to your y-axis here. Here's your y. Find where y equals 4, and you're just going to draw a horizontal line going through the whole thing. Okay, let me show you that again. So when you see that y equals 4, or let's change it up this time. Let's say that y equals -3. Go find on your y-axis, so this is your y-axis, go find where y is -3, put a point there, and then you're just going to draw a horizontal line going through. Remember that y's, if it's just y, that'll be a horizontal line. Now on the other hand, what if I gave you x equals -2? Okay, so you see this really specific case. It's just x equals -2. What you're going to do is you are going to go find your x-axis, which is right here. Find where x equals -2, and you are going to draw a vertical line going through. So if it's just y equals, that's a horizontal line. If it's just x equals, that is a vertical line. Let me show you one more time. Let's say that x equals, how about x equals 4? So if you were given the equation x equals 4, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to your x-axis, find where it equals 4, put your point there, and then you're going to drop a vertical line going down. Now, the reason that I'm showing you that is that you could get a system of equations that looks like this. So you've got y equals -2 and y equals x minus 3. So if I'm graphing my first one, and I'll graph that one in blue, it says y equals -2. Find your y-axis, find where y equals -2, and you're just going to draw a horizontal line going through. Looks just like that. That's it. For your second equation, you're going to start with your y-intercept of -3, and then you're going to apply your slope. Now it just says x. I know that's really 1x, so I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and connect. Oops. Let's try and fix that just a little bit. Okay, so look at the black line. Now you need to ask yourself, where does your black line and your blue line intersect? And hopefully we can see that it's right here. Now that coordinate pair, my x value is 1, my y value is -2. So your answer would look like this. 1, -2. All right, guys, so when you are given a system of equations and they're in slope-intercept form, okay, so they look something like this, you are going to graph to solve what that system of equations would give you for a solution, and you're going to write your answers as coordinate pairs. For your Wednesday assignment, you are going to go in and complete IXL AA2. It should already be assigned to you, so you should be able to see it. I'm also going to model a few questions with you on there just so you can see what the program looks like for graphing. You cannot log out until you get to a SMART score of 60 or above. 60 or above. Okay, so I screenshotted this like I did it myself. I got to 65 and then I knew, okay, I can log out now because I did that. Also, don't forget, problem solving number 4 on Schoology is due by 11:59 tomorrow night. Tomorrow night by 11:59, you have to have PS4 submitted so that we can give you feedback on it. All right, so the problem that I'm looking at right now, so it asked me to graph y equals x minus 2 and y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, so scroll down and you're going to pick the one you're going to start with. So let's say I start with my purple one. So it says x minus 2. That means I need to start at my y-intercept of -2, my first point there. If I just have x, that means my slope is 1. So I go up 1 over 1, and there I go. My line is done. Now to graph the second one, pick your next color. We're going to start with our y-intercept of 1, and then you're going to go up 2, right 1. So then you need to look, all right, so that meets right here. What is that coordinate pair? Well, I know my x value is -3, and my y value is -5. And then you submit, and you're done. Let me show you one more before I log out. Okay, so click your first color. So it says -x minus 2. That means I'm starting at -2. And if it's a -x, I go down 1, right 1. My line is done. For my next equation, it says y equals x plus 6. So I'm going to start at +6. If it's just x, that means it's just 1. So I go up 1 over 1, and here I am. Now the most important part, you need to go identify what is this coordinate pair. Well, I know that my x value is -4. And if I go over, my y value is 2. And then all you have to do is just click submit. So that's how it works. So when you're doing this, make sure that you are doing AA2. Make sure you're doing the correct IXL. Make sure you don't log out until you reach 60 or above, and you use your notes if you need to. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. 2 more days of e-learning after today, and then we're on spring break. So if you need me, message me. Miss you guys so much. See you later.